Okay, this question is from Zadlov, whose question is, I just got cleared. You just had meniscus surgery. How do I start getting back into running? I think the first thing you want to do is check out Ziani, Fedor Ziani, 7 postures, right? Search Ziani, 7 postures. This guy, he's one of the best dunkers of all time. I think a couple years back, he ruptured his Achilles tendon, and to this day, he's still dunking on a 10-foot hoop based on a book, based on some principles that he put inside of a book known as the 7 postures, and he's got a lot of YouTube videos. He's going to show you how to do some strength and mobility exercises, starting with the toes and the feet. That's going to help you strengthen and rehab your toes, your feet, your Achilles, your ankle. That's going to build strength from the ground up. So as you strengthen each foot, it's going to allow you to gain optimal, surplus strength and mobility in your knees, right? A lot of injuries in the knees and the hips come from lack of strength and lack of flexibility in the calves and the ankles. So start with Ziani, 7 postures, if you Google that. Number 2, I would check out Ben Patrick's Knee Ability Zero. He's got a book. He's got a whole bunch of videos online. ATG for life. Knee Ability Zero is a good one because it takes you from someone who's in your position, right, with maybe someone who can hardly walk or is just regaining their footing in terms of walking and running. You want to take it very slow. You want to be patient. So his book, Knee Ability Zero, Ben Patrick, he suggests people who are in your position spend a lot of time walking backwards. Walking backwards, again, is going to strengthen your toes, your feet, your ankles from the ground up, right? It puts your feet in a certain posture where you're going to strengthen and rehab your knees by walking backwards. That's the start of the program. And also tibialis raises, right? Tibialis raises are where you're leaned up against something and you're just lifting your toes up like that. That's also going to strengthen, right? Create some strength and stability around your knee and also prevent future injuries. So you want to do lots and lots of those tibialis raises, meniscus, right? All the tendons in your knee, they get poor blood flow because they're tendons and ligaments, right? And you need high repetitions for any tendons, joints, and ligaments. So high repetitions are going to help rehab them, right? So I would do sets of 25, sets of 50 to a point where you're going to feel some, what's the word? It's going to start to have a burning sensation. So you want to either work towards that, and you can, sets of 25, 5 sets of 25, 5 sets of 50. If you can go that high, then start to play around with where you get tired and build up your endurance in those muscles around your knee. But I would just start pumping blood into that knee and into the knee area, and tibialis raises 1, and as well as walking backwards 2 will help that, and that's a low intensity exercise that will help your cause. What else do we have? If you check out the book Balance is Power by Jim Klopman, I believe it's Jim Klopman, Klopman. He talks about how true balance isn't standing on both feet. True balance is the time that it takes from one foot to leave the ground, right? When you walk and one foot leaves the ground, once that foot leaves the ground, that's true balance. So when you really want to improve true balance, you're doing it 1 foot at a time. So I don't know if at home you have a wobble board, a foam pad, if you have a Bosu ball, foam discs, there's a whole bunch of any balancing tool. Anything is better than nothing in terms of being able to balance on one leg. Right here, let's show you. So I'm showing you this stuff not because you need all this stuff, but because it's about the importance of just having something that's going to help you improve your one-legged stability and give you some, right, ideally you want to be able to get into a soccer game and you're not thinking about, is my knee going to give out? Have I prepared properly? Or you're running and you tweak your ankle and then boom, now you've redone your knee. That would be not a good idea. So what you want to do is not start running, right? To get back into running, don't start running. That's not the way to do it. You want to take your time and play around with balance tools, spend time walking backwards, tibialis raises, work on your core strength, work on your balance. Those are the types of things that are going to get you to be able to just be in the position to where you're can be in a relaxed state and just jogging freely. So pick a balance tool, right? I have a slack block, right? Maybe that's $50. Lightweight, portable. I'd invest in that. I have just a foam pillow here, and I also have what's called a Bob Calf Master. All of these things are great options. I think for your cause, the Bob Calf Master will really help you because you can do what's called Poliquin pulses from that book, Knee Ability Zero with Ben Patrick, which are putting your foot up on the slant like this, and then just getting down, right? Getting it to where you feel tension, right? So right now I feel it working my Achilles. I feel some tension there, and we're just gonna work right into it. And then, so with this meniscus surgery, you should not feel, if you're doing something like this, if you have any tension that's going above a 1 or a 2 on a pain scale, I would stop this. But if it feels, right, if you feel it talking to your knee and you can bear it and it's not painful, it's not going above 1 or 2, then I would encourage it. So you're just doing this, lots of repetitions, pumping that blood, pump the blood into those tendons, ligaments, and joints, right here, nice and easy. And then you switch, hit that other foot. They actually did a study that showed that, I think it was a legitimate study. They basically proved that working the flexibility on one foot is going to transfer over to the other side. So you want to something about the brain, like, I don't know the full concept, but I think the takeaway is that make sure you're working both your feet and not just one side, not just the injured side, right? So you could do the Poliquin pulse, right? Stands for Charles Poliquin. Hit both sides. What another cool thing you could do with this Bob Calf Master? You could do ankle rolls, right? And this should not hurt your knee, right? If it does, again, I would stop doing it and find a different exercise that you could increase your volume, help you build a surplus of strength in your ankles, in your feet, and your knees, right? So you could start doing some of these, right? That's nice. You can use this as a balance, right? I'm standing on it parallel, and now, right, I got one foot or one arm on the fridge, and I'm just using it as a balance tool, right? So there's a lot of ways, even with some of these tools. Slack block, I'm standing parallel on it, right? So you're kind of just shopping around, talking to your knee, right? Seeing how it's feeling, and you kind of want to be aware, start to become aware of, oh, this feels decent, this doesn't feel decent, and explore, right? Explore with it, because what you're doing is, I would also do this in front of a mirror. There's some things, some people say that's going to help improve your proprioception, understanding where your body is in space. So if you have a mirror that you could do some of these exercises with, that would be a good thing. Let's say you have no tools. Even if you got no tools, standing in front of a mirror, one-legged balance, you could work on 3-ball juggling. You can just toss a ball on the ground and catch it. You could just throw it, right, bounce it off, whatever, throw it to your other hand. Just fun little balance games, and just to keep you engaged and to just work on that balance. With the slack block, you can go perpendicular like this. Now it's really working that toe. Can you see that? Right, I'm up on my toes and on my forefoot. So there's a lot of things that you can do. I got this slanted pillow. Now up in here, I could do pulses, Poliquin pulses on the slanted pillow. I could do just some step ups. Actually, I don't know if this slides. So maybe just pulses here. So those are some options of things that you can do with balance tools, right? So that would, if I'm a student and I have a desk, I would put a balance tool by my standing desk or counter, and that's how I would be doing a majority of my work, my school work, or if you have work that you can do from home, I do it at a desk and I'd be standing the whole time, right? Any time that you're sitting, that you've elected to sit, is time that you're taking away from strengthening and engaging your muscles, right? So sleep when you need to sleep, but when you're awake, avoid sitting, right? They say sitting is the new smoking. I would stay upright and standing, improving my balance. Another thing, Xero shoes, Xero shoes. I got 2 different pairs of Xero shoes. One is just a classic boot, the other is a very thin sandal. So if you haven't already invested in minimalist shoes, I remember the first time I put on a pair of minimalist shoes and I went for a jog on a treadmill. The next day my calves were so sore I could hardly walk, and what this said to me was it allowed my calves to be more engaged, and it was a sign that minimalist shoes were effective, at least for me, right? I can't speak to you or your condition, but that's something that I'd personally investigate, the benefits of minimalist shoes. I believe that when you have a shoe that doesn't have a large heel, or it allows your feet to function more freely, then your feet become stronger, right? Your ankles and toes become stronger because there's nothing in the way to stop them from moving efficiently. So that's just something to keep in mind. What else? Meniscus. Sauna. This may sound odd, but a sauna will improve your blood flow to heal this injury, and it'll boost your testosterone, which will improve sleep, which will again improve recovery. So if you have a sauna by you, at a gym nearby, or on the way to school or to work, or to home, wherever, I'd invest a few minutes a day in sauna. Or you could always you could utilize cold showers. There's a lot of research that's pointed to that. Starting your day with a cold shower can have it basically supercharge your day and have you feeling great and really get yourself moving in the right direction, right? Start developing good habits, right? You want to have a rehab routine, something that's fun, that can get you moving. And on that topic, RMT ropes by David Weck. If you aren't familiar with them, it's basically what you do is you take a length of rope, and I'm 5'10", on a good day. This rope is maybe 6.5 feet, a little short of 6.5 feet. And basically all you're doing, the beauty of this rope is that you're just swinging it. And I've seen people with a boot on their feet. They had a broken foot or broken ankle, and they're using this. So it's a low impact exercise, and it acts like a moving metronome, right? This is like a metronome. Pop, 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 pop. It synchronizes the body. It encourages the spine to bend and twist. And as you start to learn different movement patterns with the rope, it's going to improve and rehab your knee and get you more comfortable running. I noticed that my ball striking improved, my juggling improved. So this is something that I really think is going to help you get to a point where not only is your knee going to be where it was before, but with this RMT rope, I believe that you will surpass your strength and movement and mobility in your foot, ankle, and knee with some of the things I mentioned and this RMT rope, right? So you could start to learn this alternating underhand sneak. There's the drag and roll, right? Drag and roll, race and chase, matador's wheel. So, you start to stack on some of these movement patterns And I don't know if you could see some of these, like, see my leg muscles being engaged when I'm moving this thing, but it's all about weight transfer and balance, timing, rhythm, right? So it's pretty powerful. And you know, I made this thing, just search how to make an arm T rope if you have a length of rope at home or just at your local hardware store. I carry this with me everywhere I go. So I know I threw a lot at you, but reach out with any questions. Oh, one more thing. I just thought of this sucker. This is called a triple stick strap by Human Locomotion. You throw it on whatever injured leg you have while you're training or while you're doing rehab, and there's science behind it, right? It's blood flow restriction, and what happens after you pull it off, after you're done training, is that in theory, it's supposed to increase your testosterone. Japanese weightlifters used to use it in the 70s. It fell out of popularity. But there's science on the website, right? There's a paper on it. They sell it. I don't know anyone else who uses one of these, but I know that personally, I put it on. Even if I have no injuries, I'll use it, and I just feel like it's effective. And I don't know why. That's just the gut feeling I get. So you can do this while you're doing your weightlifting. Your rehab training, your movement training, your rope flow, your knee rehab, your balance, all good stuff. And just make sure you don't wear it while you're sleeping. So yes. Now, again, thank you for your time. Reach out with any questions. I could send some links over, but I think I articulated everything pretty clearly. So good luck with the knee, and I hope it gets better soon. All right.